Welcome for Gary.
About 2 weeks ago, I had dinner with a guy who was 75 years old, and guys of that age, they tend to be very open with their thoughts and feelings. He asked me what I did for a living, and I told him I worked for NV Energy in the renewables department, and his response was, "Renewables? What a crock of something." Okay. Yesterday, when I was driving in from lunch, I was behind a guy in a Tesla, and on the back of his license plate, it said nil CO2. So he's saying no CO2. So he's driving a car and he's saying he has no emissions. And these guys are totally opposite ends of the spectrum, right? One guy thinks that renewables is a crock, and the other guy, he's so bought in, he spent over $100,000 for his car because he wants to be green. And I want to find out from the audience where you guys fall on the spectrum. Who thinks that renewables is a crock of crap? who's totally bought in? And who would like a little more information to fully understand? Like that. Cover your bases. Well, I'm here to give you a little understanding on the current state of renewables and why companies are going to it. And I hope to encourage you guys to open your mind a little bit on it. First of all, what is renewables? Oops. Little tricky. In Nevada, we've got multiple types of renewables. We've got solar systems, we've got wind, and we've got hydro. And we also have geothermal plants. Here's an example of a utility scale solar plant. And then here is another example of utility scale solar. This one is unique in that it has energy storage. And this one, if you fly to Las Vegas, you might see this sitting out by Tonopah, or also right as you get into Las Vegas, going towards Los Angeles, you'll see this bright thing glowing out in the desert. And what it is these mirrors, these are all mirrors, and they reflect sun onto that spot, and it heats up sodium metal and stores that energy, and so it can create energy for the day and night. There's some problems with this in that if birds fly in between here and there, that's so hot that it just fries them midair. So it's not perfect. Utilities, they historically haven't jumped all in to renewables because they're having to balance the needs of low cost, reliability, and a bunch of different things. But something has changed. Our company has said within 10 years from now, by 2030, we're going to be 50% renewables. And then by 2050, we're going to be 100% renewables. So this is a huge change, and it's not just our company. This is all across the United States. Energy companies are saying this. What has caused that change? Well, first of all, you have to understand the cost of renewables. So, does anybody know, right now, you have two charges on your bill. You have a cost just to be interconnected, and then you have a cost for how much energy you use. Does anybody know how much you pay for the energy you use? It's about 9.25 cents. So this is the line right here, 9.25 cents. So that solar thermal plant that I showed you, the bird burner, this is how much we're paying for that energy. So we're paying almost twice as much for that energy as we're getting for it. So we're losing money on that. And it's kind of the same with wind, biomass. At geothermal, we're making a little bit of money, hydro, and solar PV. So this is kind of where renewables kind of got a bad name, right? Is it's really expensive. And that's why a lot of people think it's a crock. Well, something's happened really recently. Our most recent solar costs that we've gotten that's about 2.5 cents. So it has just gotten ridiculously cheap. How does that compare? Well, if you were going to build a coal plant, just the coal cost would be about $25 for that same amount of energy. That doesn't include the cost of the plant, the operation and maintenance expenses of having 100 people working out there, and all of the other stuff that goes onto a coal plant. So that's why coal plants are just being eliminated all across the United States, because this cost right here for our most recent solar is just so cheap that nothing else can compete with it. So that's why our company is saying, yes, we're all in. Our mixed renewable portfolio, geothermal, you can see it's gone up and now it's tapering off, and that's kind of going to drop off. This is our solar, and if we projected that out, it would just jump way up, just dwarf anything else, because we're just going all in. Solar isn't perfect, right? This is the energy production from a solar panel on a guy's roof. You can see it only generates when the sun's out. Here is his energy use for the day. This energy down here is what we're selling to him. Here's what he's giving back to us, and then here's what we're selling to him. So there's only 2 times during the day where his system is generating exactly how much energy he's using. But if his system is sized correctly, this amount that he's generating will equal the amount that he's taking in. So if you put a solar system on your roof, you'll actually be generating all the energy that you need. And if the guy in the Tesla car, he can really be generating all of that energy that he used for his car and his house from his solar system. And then, of course, there's problems, if you have a rainy day and nothing gets generated. But how do we manage this? What we're doing is we're doing energy storage. You can put a battery in your house, or in our case, we're going to be looking at putting these huge containers full of batteries out in the desert, and we're just going to store a whole bunch of energy. Other energy storage options is people are doing stuff like putting rails up the side of a mountain and going to be running loads of concrete in these rails up the mountain when they have excess generation, and then bring them down. It'll create electricity coming down. So it's ways to create energy storage. So that, I hope I've enlightened you on energy storage and solar, and why we are going all in on renewables. And I hope that you guys will now be a little bit further towards the side of being all in for renewables. Thank you.